Welcome to Goonie's World. My name is Goonie, also known as Colin, and I am joined by Meanie, also known as Ryan.
Hello, friends.
And Johnny Pharaoh, also known as Sean.
Hello, friends and strangers.
And we are back again for a special fourth episode of Knave.
Yes, this will probably be our last episode of Knave, but we're going to jump right in where we left our heroes, Squirg and Jubal, with their magical friend Mae Mae, who just conjured Spring Hill boots to spring them up to the top of this skinny butte in the Busted Lands to see the fabled anchorite, the wise wizard, who they hope can help them with the homunculi in their bodies, which are gnawing away at their insides for their failure to complete their mission for the wizard Tsar Narwhal. But I'll let them explain more about that to the anchorite if they can find him. But you guys sprang up to the top of the skinny butte and you rise above it for a few moments. Mae Mae's holding each of your hands. She says, "Whee!" on the way up, and her rainbow hair streams down behind you all the way to the ground. There's this huge rainbow streamer and sparkles from her hands as you rise up. But right before you land on the top of the skinny butte, the spring-heeled shoes that she has conjured disappear and you land normally. And she looks down and she goes, "Oh!" as if she's disappointed her. I had no idea they wouldn't last longer. What you see up here on top of the skinny butte, it's quite windy, but there's a bit of a windbreak that's been made with woven sticks. And next to that is a modest hut. There's a little bit of a fire coming out of its chimney, but the door is closed. There's nobody else up here. There's a little garden next to it. Looks like somebody's growing turnips in the garden. Other than that, there's not much room up here on top of this skinny butte, and I'll let you decide what to do as Mae Mae looks at both of you expectantly. Of course, she's never even seen Jubal's real head. Jubal has another problem besides the homunculus in his gut, which is that he was punished for failed lockpicking by Tsar Narwhal with a kitty cat's head. So.
I was too curious.
Well, I think Squirg is just going to start shouting, "Anybody there? Hello! Hello!"
After a few seconds, there's hello? Hello? There's a voice from inside. Hang on a minute. I'm not dressed, says a voice from inside the cottage.
Put them clothes on then.
A few seconds later, the door opens and a guy walks out. He does not look like what you've expected from the anchorite. You've heard him described as this incredibly ancient man with a long beard. And this guy looks about your age. He's unshaven, but he does not have a long beard. He's tying up a robe as he leaves. It's not a wizard's robe so much. It's kind of like more of a plaid bathrobe, sort of a robe. And he walks out. He's got a cup in his hand. He sips it. "Do you, I'm sorry, where are my manners? Do you guys want some coffee? It's instant, I'm afraid." You have something like it. You call it Foffee, right? They serve it.
Yeah,
I love Foffee.
Well, it's like Foffee, but it's instant. I'm sorry.
Oh, so it's magic.
Yeah. Well, yes. That's
You got
that's
magic
one way to look at
Foffee
it.
in there.
Yeah, it's magic Foffee. Would you guys like a cup of magic Foffee?
Please, yes.
All right. Hang on. And he rummages back around in his hut for a minute. Comes out with a little tray. He doesn't invite you in. His eyes keep straying over to Mae Mae. I mean, she's hard not to look at. It's even if she wasn't so weird looking, with her diamond eyes and pink skin and rainbow hair, she's also just really, really hot. And so he says, "There's some logs by an outdoor fire out here. Sit down. Here, go ahead and try that. I don't have any creamer left. I used to have some great Italian creamer, but it ran out a long time ago. So, been a while since anyone's come to visit. First time, Well, what could I do for you anyway?"
You must be. You must have traveled many places far away. You seem like you have experienced other cultures and
things I've never even heard of.
Oh yeah, yes, that's true. I used to specialize in a different kind of wizardry, what they call an attorney. But that was a long, long time ago. It feels like another world now. But they call me the anchorite, so I'm here to help. What can I do for you? What's going on today?
Well, we have several problems we hoped you would be able to remedy for us.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Shoot, tell me the problem.
Well, first of all, you're looking at it. This is not my normal face.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
believe it or not, I am just a simple halfling with a regular halfling face.
To be
Okay.
fair, he was much uglier before.
Oh,
Well.
Mae Mae says, you said you were handsome, she says to Jubal.
Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, I guess.
Yes, beauty and ugliness cannot be quantified legally at all. So, okay, so you need you've been polymorphed with a cat head. That's problem number one. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, problem number two, homunculi, and both of us. Yes, and they are not happy.
Have you tried throwing
They're-
up?
Oh yes, I tried that. I couldn't get them out. They're in there good, and they're starting to hurt.
Okay. Now, and how did this happen to you again?
It was a spell,
Okay.
or rather, maybe a curse or something. But
Okay, curse. So, are you alleging that there was malicious intent behind the spell?
well, actually, I think we just were tricked. Now that I think about it, we just drank the homunculi,
Okay.
We ate them in the food.
or ate them. Yes.
Tsar Narwhal, he fed us dinner, and then he gave us the homunculi. Are
Okay.
you sure you're the acolyte or whatever?
Well, I think, honestly, I think you might be thinking of the last guy, if you have an image in your mind. As I told you, I had a long trip, and I found myself here, and the anchorite, a very, very old man, and he was going to give all his power to me, and I was going to take over and be the new anchorite. But the truth is, he died before he could actually give me the power. I've heard a lot, I had quite a few lessons, but no actual. So no, I mean, if you want me to magically solve your problem, no, I'm not going to be able to help you, because that was the last guy. But I'd be happy to help, though, in any other way. And it sounds to me like you had an unwritten contract with this Tsar Narwhal. Is that correct? Wouldn't you say?
Oh, I mean, we weren't. We were not given all the details. This happened. We agreed, and then we were told we had homunculi in us.
Okay, all right.
And he wanted us to throw this Mae Mae here into the sea of gas.
Yes, he did not tell us there
Really?
was this girl in this box. He just wanted the box tossed.
Okay, so the deal with Tsar Narwhal was that you would toss the box into the sea of gas with her in it.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right.
Okay. So I think I've got a solution to your problem. What you do is you get the box, you take it to the sea of gas, and you dump her in it. Now, once you dump her in it, your part in this is done. And I feel quite confident that will satisfy the unwritten contract, and the homunculi will leave your bodies. And your head will return to normal, unless that was part of a separate punishment with a separate penance, which I cannot foresee at this time. Cross that bridge when we come to it. But no, I have some things that maybe could help. But no, that's my prognosis. Definitely, you need to put her back in the box and take her to the sea of gas and dump her in. I mean, it's a couple of weeks away, a couple of weeks of travel. But any reason you couldn't do that?
Well, I don't think she wants to be thrown in the sea of gas.
No, I mean, you just dip her under and you pull her right back up. The legal requirement satisfied. The letter of the spell, as it were. Feel quite confident about it. Quite confident about it.
Yes, I think you might be onto something. I was thinking along the same lines of, doing what is technically required. But
Absolutely. Trust me on it. Trust me.
we could maybe attach some ropes to the box and lower down, and then lower her right back up.
Well, I did say I had some things that would help you. And now the anchorite died before he could give me all his power, but he didn't die before he could give me all his stuff. So I have something I think might help. Give me a moment. He rummages around inside the hut, and he comes back out with a coil of rope. This is the 20,000 league rope. And all you gotta do is just drop that down. Its length is 20,000 leagues. Pull it right back up.
Wow. That's exactly what we need, I think.
Oh yeah. And, so yeah, all I gotta do is just get the box. I guess you have. He looks up, down over. Wow, that's quite a coat you've got there.
Yeah, that's the spell just when we needed it.
You got a box in there?
What the hell did we do with the box, Jubal?
Oh, that's I think we left it on the other wagon.
Yes, it is. It's in Sour Hall,
Yes.
where the town that has been taken over by the hobgoths who you escaped from. But now you might have to go back.
Do you think it would work if we just had her dip a toe into the sea of gas?
No, I think full immersion is what's required. It's like a Southern Baptist baptism. You gotta get all the way down, all the way under. And I think she should be in the box, if you're remembering the details correctly. That will satisfy the magia-legal
Yes.
requirements, as you might call it.
So we got to go back and get the box, and then go to the sea of gas, dip her in, take the box back out, and you think we'll be all okay after that?
Absolutely. I mean, I'd let the box go. I'd let it go in for
Let it
at
marinate
least
in there.
10 fathoms or so. Just to out of an abundance of caution, make sure it gets nice and down in there. But no, I feel quite confident. Hey, if it doesn't work, come back and we'll. If you can come back, and we'll think of another solution. But I feel quite confident. Of course, travel is your problem. Do you know how fast these homunculi act? Have you felt any actual diminishment to yourself or health so far? And you have. You've already lost 1 point of
Yeah.
constitution.
Yes, we feel a bit weaker.
Let's see. Well, my concern is this might be a daily effect. And that getting to the Sea of Gas, you might not have time. And I hate to do this because it's very dangerous in the wrong hands, but I have one more thing that might help you. Give me a moment. He rummages around and comes back out. He hands you his little transparent cube. And there's another little cube floating inside the bigger cube. He goes, this is the call to the fifth direction. And I've never used it myself. But this should take you wherever you want to go, more or less instantly. So my advice to you is pop in, pop out, get the box, pop over to the Sea of Gas and gas, and get her in it.
Oh, so that has multiple uses, you're sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Because, yes, we need to get back to Sour Hole, get the box, and get out very quickly. I think those hobgoths will be waiting for us.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I'll let you make your own plans, but this is the help I can give you. And of course, like I said, if it doesn't work out, come back, we'll re-strategize, figure something out, if you still are living. Obviously.
What is the name of this contraption?
Oh, it's called the Call to the Fifth Direction.
So, Mae Mae. What do you think about being submerged briefly in the Sea of Gas?
You pull me right back out.
Well, that would be the plan, but you never know. There could be some kind of monster or something in the Sea of Gas. I don't know.
I'm not afraid of monster, because Squirg and Jubal will kill it.
Well, we'll try. I promise you that.
Yes, we certainly will try.
Yeah, I make no guarantees that either of the items I've given you will help at all with monster killing, by the way. Just want to be clear on that point.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Well, that's fine.
So, fellas, if that'll do it for now, of course I'll expect the return of these items, good faith, all right?
So, is there anything at all? You mentioned I've been polymorphed. Is there any anti-polymorph spells or contraptions that the anchorite might have left behind?
Not that I'm aware of, but I tell you, you certainly look good this way. Are you sure you want to go back to like a halfling phase? Because you're kind of special this way.
Well, but you see, you guys might think I'm more attractive, but to other halflings, I'm sure I would be hideous.
Well, I have something we could try, but it's going to be tricky. And I don't want to make any guarantees before we start. But I believe there is a wand to polymorph back in there. The thing is, I don't really know how to completely operate it, so it could be, I could change you from a cat, but I couldn't say for sure that you would actually get your own head back. You'd just get a new head. That would be the... And I don't know how many charges are left in the wand, either.
Oh my God, that's quite a predicament.
It's your predicament, and I sympathize with it, but just so you know, I've never met you, and I think you look great.
Well, I don't think you should be messing around with that, Jubal, because he might turn you into an asshead like that guy, and then you won't be able to talk anymore.
Yes, I did think of that. I should be happy he turned me into a cat instead of an ass.
My guess is I got about a good 1 in 6 chance of restoring you to normal. And probably about a 5 in 6 chance of turning you into something else. But just your head.
Well, that's, I don't think I'm ready to take that risk. I am getting used to this face, I must say.
Kitty head is handsome.
Says Mae
Well,
Mae.
if you think it's handsome. Let me just clean myself off a little bit.
Well, fellas, I'll tell you, I need to get back to what I was doing. Let's just round this off to about an hour of conversation and advice, and go ahead and return those items to me, and we can talk about next steps.
Yes, that sounds agreeable.
Great.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to test out this call to the fifth direction.
How does this thing work, anyway?
Well, as far as I know, you all touch it, whoever's going to travel, and it will take you where you want to go. With some degree of accuracy.
Well, I suppose we won't know until we try it.
That's right. But I'm going to go back to my work, and I will leave you to it. Unless you want to leave Mae Mae here with me for safekeeping while you guys are gone.
Oh, I don't think so. I think she better stick with us for now.
All right. Just thinking of her well-being.
Yes, and also maybe close your gown a little tighter.
Oh, hey, sorry.
Peeking out a little bit.
Maybe that's why they call me Stone. Anyway, excuse me.
Is this Stone Barrington?
This is Stone Barrington. The
Oh,
listener
I
won't
didn't
know,
even-
but that one's just for us.
Nice.
Yeah, Cape City character, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
part of the same
I-
multiverse.
I can't believe I didn't get that.
Well, he never said his name till then.
Yeah.
Well, I suspected as soon as you said he was an attorney.
Anyway, you guys touch the box, I guess, the little cube, the call to the fifth direction. Where do you want to go? Where do you think?
Well, we got to go back and get the box first.
That's right. But there's a whole city. Do you think which are specific? Sometimes these things are very literal, so I want to know specifically where you want to go.
It was outside of the spell swap, I think.
Yeah, wagon.
Yeah. But we might want to get, I don't know if we want to just jump in there blindly. Maybe we want to set the destination like on the outskirts or something. We can try to sneak in, or at least get a lay of the land first. See if they're even there. I don't know. I mean, we could wait until we could actually just use the stagecoach to go back, and then use the box from there. But I don't remember how long it took to get.
A couple hours.
Yeah. We might want to save time. Just jump there.
Well, I vote we jump straight to the spell swap.
All right. And if shit hits the fan, there's more spells that I think you already paid for, though.
It's a good point, yes. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, you got a line of credit.
Yeah, if we could just, start casting as many as we could if we ran into trouble.
Well, do you guys want to use the call to the fifth direction then? And you want to go straight to the spell swap?
Yes.
Well, all three of you reach out and touch the little translucent cube. And suddenly you feel a wrenching motion, and you're like thrust in 4 different directions, and then a weird 5th direction that you cannot comprehend. And there's kaleidoscope of color all around you. You feel like you're spinning and spinning and spinning, but you're all still touching the little cube. And then, after only a few seconds, you find yourselves standing right outside. And it's, of course, evening. So the streets, right outside the spell swap, and it's evening, so the streets are a bit quieter now. These skinny little narrow streets that people have to walk sideways down. But on that little plaza right in front of you is where you parked your wagon. But it's not there. It's still, you look around and it's still parked at the outdoor tavern, Sally Napkin's Tavern, where you had Foffy and Moo Stew. It's parked outside there but it's pulled in somewhere else. It's pulled into like her little drive, like it's the property of this place. There's no box in it at all.
I don't see it.
And it's not so late that people are asleep, but her place is already closed. You can see lights on the inside. Remember, her dining room is outside, so she has it's pretty easy to see into the kitchen area. You can see people working in there, cleaning up, washing crockery, that sort of thing. But that's what you see.
We're a box.
I hope they didn't use it for wood. Well, let's go inside and see.
Okay. Well, you guys push your way in.
Well, says Sally Napkin. If it ain't the slavers what's come back with their prize.
Oh, we set her free. She's a free person.
Yeah, Mae Mae
Isn't
nods
that right?
vigorously.
Well, don't think you're going to get any moo stew here.
No, we're actually looking for that box of ours. We left it on our wagon.
Rights of salvage. I don't care about your silly box. I needed the wagon and I took it. Rights of salvage, that's what it is.
Well, you can have the wagon all you want, but we need the box.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm so rude. It was very polite of you not to make a fuss about it.
And if you don't like slavers, then I would set that wind elemental free as well.
Oh, well, I don't really consider that slavery per se, but anyway, no, I'm afraid your box, I'm afraid the hobgoths have got your box. They've reasoned out that it's a magic box in their dim way, and I believe they've taken it back to their citadel they call the Octagon.
Oh dear.
It's at the foot of it's at the end of the foothills at the edge of town, overlooking the valley.
Me gonna have to fight Connor Hobgoth to get it back.
Yes, well, I know his weakness. Calf kicks.
Where the citadel?
Oh, just like I say, they're overlooking the valley at the south edge of the edge of the foothills at the end of South Hull. You can't miss it. It's the octagon-shaped tower. Not much to look at in terms of architecture, but I've heard it's quite sturdy. You need to feed some. I'm going to give you a moo stew to go, you little sweet wayfish darling, she says to Mae Mae and gives her a little covered bucket of moo stew. You've got to put some meat on your bones if you hope to ever attract a man.
It only takes a small vowel shift for that to become cannibalism.
Yes. Moo moo. Mae Mae.
I don't get it.
Well, so we fifth dimension over to the octagon then, or is it close enough? Do you think we can walk?
We don't know how many charges this call to the fifth direction is. I say use it sparingly, but
Yeah, exactly how far is this thing? How far does it look?
Well, you don't
anyway?
really know. I mean, you got the feeling it's not that far. I mean, it's not like it's within the city.
Well, we left our coach behind. He's just going to keep running up the meter.
Yeah,
But-
yeah,
Sooner or later, he'll just disappear, I think.
he will at sunrise.
Well, the lady, the proprietor woman here has claimed the wagon. So I don't think we are going to be able to use that. So I think our choices are either walking or warping.
yeah. Well, yes, I think we better just warp it there because we don't know what we could meet along the way.
That was my thinking as well.
Well, wherever you're going to warp or whatever you're going to do it outside. I've got cleaning of crockery to do. Enjoy that moo stew, dearie.
Well, you guys get out out of her establishment, and I assume you'll try to warp there. Specifically, where are you warping to?
Well, we can't really... We can only see it from the distance, so... we just have to guess, front door or something.
Yeah, where we think the front door is likely to be.
Okay. Well, you guys, and you think you might even just think the front door. Like, you don't have to necessarily know exactly, but who likes to take risks with such strange magic? So,
Maybe we should say the back door. You know what I mean? I don't know if this might, if they're expecting us, or just, just maybe it's unguarded. Maybe we could just sneak in. If there is a back door.
If there's no back door, then where's this thing going to take us?
Some other back door. And we want to be sure we're in the right back door.
Well, I don't have a strong feeling either way. What do you think, Mae Mae?
I think you think too much.
Well, okay. Yes, I think so as well. I'm probably overthinking it. Okay.
Why don't you just go to the box?
Oh, yes. Mae Mae, you have simplified it for us, yes.
I
Just
have
say-
omniscient knowledge of the situation.
Yes, I think that would be the best decision.
Mae Mae is stupid. You're smart. You're too smart. Mae Mae thinks simple.
Well, yes, sometimes simple is best. All right, so we'll place our hands on here, and we'll all think to the box.
To the box.
To the box.
And suddenly, you're wrenched in 4 different directions. Then in a weird 5th direction you cannot comprehend, and you see the kaleidoscopic whirling of colors around you. And hear a little bit of Jefferson Airplane echoing in the distance, and then suddenly you're in a room. It's completely and totally dark. And you still are touching each other. You're close enough to each other, you can sense each other. You're all touching the box. Mae Mae whimpers a little bit with fear, but it's cool in here. You can hear some
We're
water.
not in the box, are we?
No.
Oh.
You're all standing. You can hear some dripping water somewhere. It feels like a big room. But I don't know if you guys have any light sources or not. I really don't know. I didn't look at your character sheets.
I don't think so.
No, I think our only light source was those flowers that lit up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you might feel around a little bit. Make dexterity.
Okay.
Make a dexterity roll as you look around the room. You got a beat of 15. You're adding d20 and rolling a d20 and adding your bonus.
Ooh.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 3, so...
You guys are so lost. And
Mae Mae, you can surely make some light. You can do anything. You've got rainbow colors, and you can conjure springs and...
But it
Stuff.
doesn't last.
Well,
Everything Mae Mae make crumbles into dust.
Well, even if it's just for a second, we might be able to, get our bearings and see where we are.
And by the way, even in your failure, you did learn enough to know that this room's full of stuff. You're bumping into like soft bags and boxes and banging your shins and things. But she thinks about it for a second, and then she claps her hands, and there's a great big sun. It's a stylized sun, red sun, with a happy little face on it, and it fills up the room just for a few moments. But it's enough to see that there's a wide double door down at the end of the room. Down at the other end of this room, you're in what essentially is like a big subterranean storage room, because the walls are of stone, but that big door in the end is a big double door. It's made of wood, and then it goes dark again, but you've got a good idea of where it was.
Do I have cat not night vision, but low light?
Well, I think you
Vision.
probably do have low light vision, but I also think there has to be some light, for that to work. I don't think they can see it pitch black.
Yeah, probably.
But no, mostly you're just cosmetic. You're just a cosmetic kitty cat. But if it was low light, then definitely I could see that.
Well, at least I have whiskers that can tell me if I'm bumping into something.
That's true. I think that can be true. I mean,
So we
after
better-
all, you do eat mice, so...
Yeah, we better proceed cautiously and not stub any toes.
Well, now that you know where it is, with slow footsteps, you make your way over to the door. And you can open it, it's not locked. Outside there's another dark hallway. But at the end of that, there's a window. It's an octagonal window, but you can see the moonlight, the green moonlight outside of that window. And there are other doors. There's also a hobgoth sitting here on a stool, and he is snoring. And fumbling around has not woken him. What do you do? Of course, like I say, the box you just came from seems to be a storeroom. I mean, the room you just came from seems to be a storeroom with lots of boxes. So,
Yes, well, we're not going to need a bigger light source. We can go back into the room and find our box. And then we can figure out, then we can just warp out of there, I hope.
well, this guard has a lantern. It's not lit right now. It's sitting next to him on the floor. It's guttered out, burned out. Needs to be lit again.
Is there,
I don't have anything to light a lantern with.
Well, yeah, he's got all that fixings and stuff sitting there next to it.
Okay.
Well, I think I'm just gonna hold up one finger, wait just 1 second, and I'm gonna tiptoe over there and try to grab that stuff.
Okay, well, go ahead and make a dexterity roll. And he's asleep, so
One.
take this with advantage.
Oh, good, because I rolled a 1 on my
Okay,
first.
well, let's hope the second one is better.
The second one is 23.
Oh, well, that's much better. You go over and pick it up slowly. Now what are you doing? He stirs a little bit, but he doesn't wake up completely.
I tiptoe back towards
Okay.
the storage room.
Okay, well, make another roll.
Also with advantage.
Yes, because he's still asleep.
So 16 and 21 on that one.
That's good.
Or, sorry, 20. Not 20.
Okay, he's stirred, but isn't completely awake. And now what do you do?
I'd motion them to come back into the storage room and close the doors and light the lantern.
Okay. Well, now you can see around, and much better. And take a few moments. And it's not very far from the front door where you find your box. It's been broken, but it's still more or less intact. There's cracks around the edges. It's not airtight, or it never was airtight, but certainly not watertight or gas tight or anything else. But it's still functioning as a box. It's very, very battered. The hobgoth method of figuring out what something seems to be to hit it with hammers. And so that's what they've been doing.
Is there, excuse me, is there anything else of interest in the room, or is it just all junk?
Well, no, it's not junk. It's useful things, but not easily transportable or valuable or exciting. Things like bags of rice and dried moo and that kind of thing.
Well,
Well,
we've got what we came for.
Outside, you hear a grunt and a grumble, and there's footsteps coming down the hallway. He said in a crude voice. Says another one who's obviously waking up. Huh? It almost sounds like he's asking him where his lantern is, and what are you doing? What are you falling asleep? So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I don't know if we can warp with this box, but I think we need to try.
Yeah, you can hear their footsteps coming right outside the door. How do you want to try to take the box with you? How do you want to arrange yourselves?
Well, we'll sit in it like a canoe.
Hey, that's kind of a cute idea. You're definitely all touching it, that's for sure. Yeah, and so it takes, of course, a few seconds for you to maneuver your bodies into the box, sitting like a canoe. I don't know why, I'm picturing like Squirg in the back, Mae Mae in the middle, and Jubal up front. That's kind of the way they, kind of by size. And the door flings open with another lantern light shining in, just as you guys are about to go. And again, you touch the... Okay, now it's at the point where I have to roll to see if it's going to work, though. Okay, luckily it works. But, again, you all touch the call to the fifth direction, and you are called to the fifth direction, and you get yanked in 4 directions, then you get yanked in the 5th direction you can't comprehend, and you see the kaleidoscope of colors, and you hear a little bit of Jimi Hendrix. And then, where did you say you wanted to go, though?
To the Sea of Gas.
Okay, well, it would be really fun to see, since you never really did say it, or interrupt me when I started narrating, that you could just go to some wild-ass random place. As fun as that would be, I don't know if time permits that. So we're going to retcon a little bit, and and say that you all focused on the sea of gas. And you're whisked across many thousands of leagues across the face of death. And when you come back to your senses, you're thrilled to realize you are still sitting in the box like three little men in a tub. And you're on the shores of the Sea of Gas, which is just glowing. It looks like a glowing amber cloud. But other than that, it's down at the level of an ocean. Gas fills this huge cavity in the earth. And you can see there are boats floating on top of the gas in the distance with very large sails because there's very little wind over the Sea of Gas. And there's a huge lighthouse looming up to your left. In fact, it's a twin lighthouse. And you realize when you see those twin lighthouses, you just must be at the twin lighthouses of Tarkush. This is, of course, one place you've only heard of in distant legends, but that must be what it is. And there's a small village with a bunch of boats down at the foot of the twin lighthouses. And there are docks going out into the Sea of Gas. And the boats that you see out on the Sea of Gas seem connected with this village. There's similar wood and similar colorations, and the banners on them are the same. And you can see some people down in the village walking around. They have really, really long necks. Really, really long necks. Yeah. So that's what you can see here from a distance. And of course, it is still evening, but there's so much ambient glow off of the Sea of Gas that it creates a fairly bright twilight effect here. And of course, the lighthouses themselves are glowing with rich orange carbuncles, which also create a lot of light. So, what do you do?
I think we should go out onto one of the docks and lower her from there. But first, I'm going to rig up this rope of however many leagues so we can lower it down safely.
Well, I feel like you probably don't remember. It's been a long time since we've done the first episode, or second, or whenever it was that you met Zarnarwal. But you were to row her out to the middle of the Sea of Gas. So you might want to go down there and see if you can get a boat.
Well, we could just row this thing out there. Well, we're already sitting in it, but we don't have any oars. So, yeah, probably best to get a boat, put this on the boat, and have her lowered down from the boat with the lid on and her lying down. I think that would be close, the closest to the actual circumstances of we were originally in. Hopefully that will qualify as this job done.
Well, let's hope so. Yeah, the whole point of him transporting her was to sell her to King Gasbag. Mm-hmm. And his realms are out in the middle of the Sea of Gas, in the deeps. There's actually they say there's some great coral palaces and things out there, but I'll let you guys take it one step at a time.
Well, is there any obvious boat rental facility nearby?
Well, it's hard. There's no big signs, but if you want to walk down there and get a closer look, you see these people indeed have long necks. They're not extended with rings or anything. They just have long necks. They're 3 feet long. And they wear straw hats. They're very, very broad straw hats that come down and hide their faces a little bit. They don't look too strangely at you, like they do get travelers walking through here every now and then. Although Mae Mae gets second glances wherever she goes, just because of her coloration, if nothing else. But there's a man sitting on a stool by the docks, fanning himself with a hand fan, and his long neck weaving in the breeze, the light, very, very light breeze. "Greetings, travelers," he says.
Greetings.
"And what lands do you hail from?"
Well, what was the name of our village? I forgot.
Well, you came from the province of Ending originally. The province
where?
of Ash or the province of Ending? I honestly don't
I think you said Ash, actually.
Yeah. There's two up in that area.
Okay.
Yes, the province of Ash.
You are very far from home.
Yes, well, that's kind of the point. You see, things not going well up there.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, they're eating halflings.
Oh, that is terrible. I eat mermen.
Yes,
Do you frown
it is,
upon that practice?
No, actually, now that I have, as you can see, a cat's head, I think I might find a merman quite delicious.
I was hoping to rent a boat and go out upon the Sea of Gas.
No, I'm pilot. I know rent boat. I take you where you want to go. Me, Goodman Lowe, finest pilot on all the Sea of Gas. Where you go?
Yes,
Right into the middle.
yes.
Oh, the middle. Long way. Long sail. 2-3
How
days,
long?
maybe. Oh, well,
Well, I wasn't expecting that, but yes, we must be out in the middle.
why, you want to see the angry fingers?
Oh, certainly not.
No? Angry
I don't
fingers are
think
in the
so.
middle of the Sea of Gas. Great mountains of coral jut up out of Sea of Gas. That's the kingdom of King Gasbag.
Yes, well,
Then I guess we do need to see them, because that's where we need to go. To the
yes.
Your
Gasbag
business with
land.
King Gasbag? I have heard he is most disagreeable.
Well, hopefully, with any luck, we won't have to actually deal with him directly.
Okay. Well, I help you for 20 red penny.
I only got this blue one.
Okay, I help you for only one blue one. And his eyes just glowing with avarice. And he cannot believe his luck that he thinks that you're so stupid you don't realize how much money it is. Really,
Well,
you just
I
don't care. I don't have a choice.
well,
Yeah, we got so many of them. Who gives a shit? You know.
I was going to ask
Squirg's
for
empty.
change, but I don't think that's happening.
No, you guys, if you guys could spend this, the whole economy, such as it is, would be ruined. I mean, if you want to go to Sarah's Arcs and buy some real estate, that's what you use this stuff for. But
Well, yes,
Oh, I take you. I give you a nice time. I make merman sandwich for the trip.
oh, sounds nice. Yes, well, we'll just have a couple days journey, you say?
Yeah,
And then,
couple days, 2-3 days.
Well, I think that should be okay.
Okay, hop on.
he ushers you to a boat that's at the end of the dock while he goes off into a fisherman's hut to get some supplies, sandwiches.
Well, I hop on and take the box. Obviously, and and all the crap, the rope, and everything that we're gonna need.
All right. Yep, get all your stuff. He comes out with some sandwiches,
Oh, Mae Mae doesn't eat. I don't like it.
and you have never once seen her eat. She doesn't have to eat. You're not even sure if she has to breathe. She's such a strange creature. Very, very young, too. I mean, really not just a couple weeks old. I mean, she said the Tsar Narwhal made her in a vat. But soon enough, Goodman Lowe sails you out onto the Sea of Gas, which is strange at first. It's not like sailing on water. It's a very smooth experience without a sense of waves. And you can see down through the gas for many chains. You know, again, a chain is a local measurement, about 3 feet. And so you can see the surface as it falls away beneath you. And throughout the day, you see some wildlife of a sort off in the distance, nothing near the boat. But there are big schools of what almost look like rays, you know, that you see under water. But they are sailing around in the gas. And every now and then, down below you, when the light shines just right at midday, you can see the remnants of strange old buildings down in the gas, their tops. All of it, of course, suffused with this rich amber color. And you travel on through the next night and all the next day.
Probably get there tomorrow.
Says Goodman Lowe. And you travel all through the next day.
Probably get there tomorrow.
Says Goodman Lowe. And now there's no more sandwiches left. And you travel all through the next day.
Probably get there tomorrow.
Says Goodman Lowe. And you guys, by the way, have lost 2 more points of constitution in this time. That doesn't affect your hit points or anything. It just would only really affect you if you had to make a constitution roll. But if it gets down to 0, you're dead. And
it's going to be 0 here pretty shortly.
yeah, well, luckily at the very end of that day.
Oh, up ahead. See, got here sooner than I thought.
Says Goodman Lowe. Lies Goodman Lowe. And there are indeed what look like very angry fingers rising up out of the sea of gas, being reflected with a rude red in the sullen setting sun. And as you get closer, you see, yeah, they are made of coral. It almost resembles like if a fist giving the middle finger were rising up. It's not quite, it doesn't look exactly like that, but you can see why it got its name. And, of course, there's vegetation all over the top finger, which is trailing off in the breeze. And there are lights within it, like a great palace is there. But he stops several leagues from it.
Okay, this about middle right here. Okay, you see palace. Yes, very nice, angry finger. Now we go. Not good to hang around here. He no respect the rights of fishermen.
So, during the voyage here, you kind of narrated through it, and I didn't really want to interrupt, but Squirg wanted to take the time to kind of, use the rope to make like loops around like each end of the box with knots at the top, so we can like stably lower it down.
Yeah, so she won't be on her head or anything like that. No, that's a good idea.
Okay, now you see. Now time go.
No, we weren't just sightseeing. We do have some business here. We would appreciate you just holding on for just a while, because we just have to lower this box down and just let it soak, for a few minutes maybe, or I don't know. But
why you lower box down? That make no sense.
It's a long story.
Why, pretty girl, get in box? I have to go in the box. I don't want to go in the box, but I have to go in the box.
We'll raise you up, of course, very soon. But we want to make sure the box is totally, and covered in gas everywhere. It's got to envelop the box.
Oh, I see what you're up to. You slave her. You sell her King Gasbag.
No. Unfortunately, we were conscripted without knowing what was in the box by someone to sell her to Queen Gasbag, but we saved her. However, powerful magic was used against us, and we are hoping that by pretending to give her to King Gasbag, that the curse might be lifted.
Oh, well, you pay so much money, you allowed to be eccentric. You do whatever you want with the girl. I don't care.
Can you get in the box, Mae Mae?
Yes, I get in box.
Okay, I promise we bring you out as soon as we can.
As soon as you can. I don't want to go to King Gasbag.
All right, well, I'm going to put the lid on as securely as I can and start lowering the box.
All right.
Yes.
Well, you lower the box.
Easy does it now.
Yeah, easy does it. You lower the box in about 3 fathoms or so, and then suddenly somebody yanks really hard. So hard you almost get rope burns on your hands. It's just you holding it, right, Squirg, or are both of you?
I imagine helping,
Okay.
but I think he's probably doing most of the work.
Both of you make strength rolls.
Hey, I get a 12.
What about you, Jubal?
I only got a 9.
Well, at least you, Squirg, hold on to the rope. It's yanked out of your hands, Jubal, and Squirg, if you want to keep holding on to the rope and be pulled in, you can. But you can't stop it. Not a lot.
I gotta do the heroic thing.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Can't let her go to King Gasbag.
And so, still holding on to the rope, you plunge down into the gas. After having a coughing fit for a few moments, you get acclimated to it. It's kind of acidic. It burns the eyes a little bit. You don't know how long you should be down here, but you're fine for now. Meanwhile, Jubal, you watch. I guess they all gone now. Well, now we go home. They gone.
No.
Nothing can be done for them now.
No, I must go in, I think.
Okay, whatever you say.
Do you have any, flotation devices?
No, I ain't got no flotation device. I'm not foolish. I know jump in sea of gas.
Meanwhile, I'm going to cut away from you for a moment, and you're just being pulled downwards, and you can see this big shadowy form below you, but it's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is. It does have that ray-like shape, but it's very dark. You can see the box down below you, and it's pulling you down towards... there is some phosphorescence on the floor of the sea of gas. It's still pretty distant, but there's enough weird shadow light created by the phosphorescence to see there's kind of a ruined city down there. And anyway, I'm going to cut back away from you, Squirg, after talking about what you're seeing, because I don't think it's going to take Jubal very long to jump in after you. Is that what you're doing, Jubal?
Well, yes, but he's maybe it's the cat in him. He's got to put a little. He's gonna dip his toe in, little, see what it's like.
Well, I don't know, man. He sees that rope just going. He might just jump after it, leap out, pounce on it.
Yeah, it's true. If he's a cat-like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
In fact, that rope is wiggling around and going down. I'm gonna say you're gonna have to. No, you're gonna have to make a wisdom roll to not grab it, because I think a cat would barely be able to contain themselves. They would have to at least bat at it.
Okay, well, I didn't make it. I rolled a 5.
Oh, well, you grab it then, and suddenly you're being pulled down too, and you can see Squirg several fathoms below you. As, but if you let go at all, you're just going to be left behind. This great kite-like shadow rushes down to the floor of the sea of gas, and it's very dim down here, and everything looks kind of wavy. And you feel a little heavier. It's not that you're heavy, it's just ever so slightly harder to move down here, and sluggish a little bit. And again, it stings your eyes, burns your throat. You just don't know how long you should be down here. But up ahead at the edge of the city, this great manta ray-like creature has pulled little Mae Mae in her box. Of course, you're still attached to it with the rope, or you're holding on to the rope that is attached to it. But there's a man who's emerging from the edge of the ruined city, and he's rubbing his hands with glee. He's got light blue skin. He stands out well down here in the amber gas. Other than that, he looks completely hairless, but he wears a harness with a wicked-looking, curvy sword on it. He doesn't look like a king, but maybe he's a messenger of a king or errand boy of a king. And he doesn't see you guys yet. What do you guys want to do?
So, do we feel any different? Is our homunculi?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because they haven't left your body, but the pain, you're so excited, what with Mae Mae getting dragged down in here, we didn't mention it, but the pain has died down. It's almost like, you've taken some painkiller, and maybe the homunculi will pass normally. you certainly don't want them to come out forcefully. But unfortunately, your head is still a cat. It hasn't had any effect on that. But what do you guys want to do?
So I'm sorry. So the this like messenger guy. Does he see us?
No,
or?
he didn't see you.
Okay.
Yeah, he still hasn't seen you yet. He's about at long range, and he's accepting the box from this ray-like creature, which is now floating and rising up and going away. And the man is approaching the box.
So now I think we want to yank, maybe yank it as hard as we can back towards us.
That's a good idea. You guys want to try that?
Right as he's going for it.
Okay. Do you guys want to do that?
Oh, well, where are we? Are we still? We're on the ground at this point?
Yeah, you're at the bottom now.
Did all of the rope come down? Were we smart enough to like tie it to something on the boat?
Well, I don't know if you did or not, but there's a lot of rope though. So we'll just have to see.
All right.
I mean, when you look up above you, it's still trailing back up into the murky heights of the gas.
And hopefully we can climb out at some point. So the guy's going for the box, doesn't see us, and we're yanking on the rope to get the box away from him.
Well, that's what Goonie suggested doing.
Okay, well, I agree to that.
Yeah. All right, well, you guys yank the box, and he stops in his tracks for a moment, shocked as the thing sees a move, and then his eyes seem to catch the rope. And I assume you guys are still pulling, right? I mean, what are you, like, arm over arm getting it? Obviously, he can run a lot faster than that, though, and he does. He runs up and he puts a foot on top of the box, and he makes a strength roll, but he doesn't make it. You keep pulling it out from under him, and he glares over in your direction, and now he can make you out with the movement of your arms, and he begins to huff and puff. Suddenly, he grows up about twice as big as he was. He's all puffed out, though. It's a pufferman. Oh, no. You've heard stories of the pufferman. And the pufferman can get bigger and bigger. But he comes waddling in towards you. It's mostly his torso and head that are all puffed out, so his arms and legs are little now. And he comes in this ridiculous waddling gait. He starts running towards you. Do you want to do anything as he's on the way?
I don't think. Well, you know, if we can pierce him, maybe he'll just like blow away like a balloon. So I'm gonna shoot my longbow at him.
Oh, I hope you can hit him.
As well.
I hope you can hit him. Luckily he's at about medium range now. If he was still at long range, you wouldn't be able to hit him down here with your bows because of the gas. But go ahead, yeah, you'll definitely want to hit him. His armor defense is 15, but because he's so big, you guys will have a +4 to hit him.
Does that include our bonus?
Yes. Okay. No, it doesn't include your bonus. It'd be your bonus and the +4 to hit him, and you need a 15.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I got a 16.
Hey, there you go. Roll damage, and you do have the perfect weapons for the job with your pointy arrows, so please add an extra d6 of damage.
Eight damage.
8 as well.
16 points of damage to the pufferman.
16.
And now he doesn't explode from your arrow pricks, but they've embedded deep within him, and he keeps running and charging. You can maybe get one more arrow flight in before he's right up next to you. Do you guys want to do that, or do you draw melee weapons and wait?
I might as well keep shooting for the moment.
Yeah, you might as well.
I don't know if we still get the +4, but without it,
You do.
It's an 18. So okay, so yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a
I
22.
got a 16 this
Okay,
time.
roll your damage. You still get the extra d6 damage.
Ooh. And that's 10 more damage from me.
All right, so how about you, Roy?
Keep throwing the dice on. Okay, so it's still be 11.
Okay, well, you guys are to 37 points of damage to the pufferman. He's almost upon you, and he puffs and huffs again, and he gets even bigger. Now you guys will be at a +6 to hit him, but he's also so big that he's going to be at a +6 to any damage he does against you guys. And he swings one of his little arms forward with all the momentum of all his extra weight behind him, and strikes a Squirg. And hits Squirg with a 15. And Squirg, you take 9 points of damage, but you also fly back into like short range. You're not in melee with him anymore, which is probably a good thing, but you've flown backwards, taking a big buffet. Bam! And meanwhile,
You know what? You said that was 9?
yeah. But we never really did roll initiative, so now that we're all there, let's do that. You guys roll initiative, and again, if it's a 1 to 3, he has the initiative, and it's a 4, 5, or 6, you guys have the initiative.
5.
All right, you guys have the initiative. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I've got an idea. Since I think he is vulnerable to piercing things, but he's kind of in melee now. I want to use that drill. Drill him.
All right, drill him, and go ahead and make your melee roll. And again, his armor defense is 15, but you get a +6 to hit him because he's so freaking big. And again, he's mostly torso and head.
And melee is based on wisdom?
No, melee is based on strength.
something-
It's your range that's based on your wisdom.
Oh, okay, right.
The rationale being that wisdom is basically the stat for awareness of surroundings.
Okay, and what kind of bonus do we get?
+6.
Okay. Well, that's a 10 bonus, so I definitely hit him.
All right, now you have the drill. Go ahead and roll damage, which is a d6, but I want you to triple the damage.
Okay.
So it could just be 3, it could be 18.
Well, it'd be 9
Okay.
altogether.
Well, you're going to be happy to know he had 42 hit points, and you've just blown past that. And because you have the drill, it is an explosive decompression. And now you were already at short range, Squirg, but you get blown back even further when this guy pops. You hear Mae Mae squeal and fly off into the sea of gas, and you, Jubal, are blown back to about medium range, and then there are chunks of the pufferman slowly washing to the earth all around in the sea of gas, create little gas currents as they land in slow motion, and eventually you can all see each other and locate each other, but from the direction of the city, the ruined city that the pufferman had come out of. You can see a line of about a dozen. At first you think they're hippodерm, but there's some kind of almost like a seahorse-looking creature, and they're squirting towards you. They're still pretty far away, but there's a lot of them, and they're just mounts. You can see the glint of the spears on the end of the... Now, just as this is happening, you were talking about keeping an eye on your rope, which is going... It was going straight up, but now it's tilting wildly, almost to the horizontal. You get the distinct feeling that Goodman Lowe is leaving in the boat, and then it's dragging the rope with it.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't wait to leave, so maybe this is good. Well, I'm gonna try to hold on.
Okay. Yeah, Mae Mae also grabs the rope, and I assume Squirg was never far from it to begin with.
And Squirg's gonna grab onto it and ask, "Can you make some more of them spring boots to Mae
Oh, spring boots.
And she waves her hand. The sparkles don't quite sparkle as much in her sparkle tracers down here. But once again, the spring boots appear on each of your feet. She giggles happily to herself. She goes,
They won't last long, she says.
meanwhile, that cavalry is getting closer and closer.
Oh, all right, Squirg. I have an idea. I don't know if it'll work, but I have a spell that can open a portal to a random plane. Now, we can either go through it, or we can set it in front of those people that are chasing after us, and then they would go through theoretically, they would go through the portal.
Well,
If we can time it right, of course.
I think we send them through. And then we jump and go as high as we can and grab the rope. Unless we can actually get back on the boat. But if we can just get higher in the sea and grab the rope up higher at higher altitude and then climb the rope onto the boat, maybe, I don't know.
Well, we've got to do something fast, I think. So
Yeah, they're getting closer and closer.
I'm going to grab onto the rope,
Okay.
and I'm going to hold my hand up, and we'll wait till they're close. I don't know how.
Well, they're well
far
within
away
bow
this-
range at this point.
I don't know how long this how far away this portal is. I won't go. I'm going to direct it in front of
An
me.
arrow lands right next to Squirg's feet, and 2 arrows pierce Jubal. Boom. Dunk.
Oh,
Ow, Jubal, you take... Damn, a total of 10 points of damage between the 2 arrows.
Seeing this, Squirg's going to jump with the spring boots.
Mae Mae looks up at Squirg's disappearing form. And what do you do, Jubal?
I will jump,
Okay.
and while holding on
Okay.
to the
You're
rope,
going to cast your spell? You're going to leave it?
I'm holding for that. I'm
Okay. All right.
waiting the right up on
You
me.
jump and Mae Mae follows. And, of course, you're both going upwards. And then they loose another flight of arrows in your direction. Oh no! Mae Mae's hit for 5 points of damage. She cries out. And 2 of the arrows hit Squirg, but it rolled rather low for damage. You take 6 total. 1 of the arrows hits Jubal and rolled 2 damage. Now you're about out of range now, though, and from below you can see that the seahorse-like creatures they're on, they begin puffing up large, not because they're changing size, but they begin squirting forward like they're building up and then squirting out gas, and they're charging upwards towards you. But the momentum of your spring is still taking you up pretty high, and you break the surface of the gas, and you can see you're holding on to the end of the rope, and you can see Goodman Lowe's got a full head of sail, and he's getting the hell out of here. Oh, hey! He says as he looks around, surprised. First he looks shocked, and then he smiles. Oh, hey! I thought you're done for! And he begins cranking and pulling the rope as hard as he can, you know. And you guys have
we got company. Does this go any faster?
It goes fast as a wind. What do you think, a wind elemental power this sail?
And you guys are almost up to the edge of the boat when these 6 hippoderms with their demon seaman riders with their wicked bows break the surface, but they haven't quite gotten into bow range with you yet.
I go as fast as we can. You got to do
Hell.
something.
Full speed, Goodman.
I already have full speed. Do something else.
All right. Well, I suppose.
They will kill us. Fill us with arrows like you have arrows sticking out of you. I don't want no arrows sticking out of me. Use your magic, Jubal.
Says little Mae Mae, who's nursing her arrow wound to her thigh.
Okay, well, that gives me the confidence. I will cast Gate
Okay.
behind me.
Behind you. Okay.
Yeah, behind the boat
Not the
in our
direction
wake.
you're going in, which is the
No.
distinction I really need to hear. And
Yes.
so you cast a spell. It throws up this big glittering wall. And it's not so close to them that they go tearing off into it. They're able to stop themselves, but they don't go around it. They stop on the other side of it. You can see them through it. You don't know what this gate leads to. You'll never know where it leads to, and neither will they, because they don't go through, but they don't pursue either. They begin slowly guiding their beasts as they turn to go back in shame to King Gaspag, until they have failed because they fear your mighty magic.
Oh, you powerful wizard! No wonder you rich.
Well, yes.
And
We just have to make it to Cirrus Arcs.
Oh, I'm gonna give each of you a big kiss.
says Mae Mae, but just as she's going to reach forward and kiss both of you, suddenly you feel a terrible, terrible feeling in your bowels. And you realize that you have to have the worst bowel movement. I mean, fast. Like, soon. There's barely time to get over to the edge of the boat and get your trousers down before you just spray out half of your body weight. No, not really. But everything you've eaten and that you haven't already shit out in the last 3 or 4 days comes out. And in a very painful moment, the homunculi come out, because both of them are about the size like a small potato now, and it hurts real bad getting out. And in fact, you take 2 points of damage, Jubal. That'd be funny if you lived through this and this is what kills you. And then, you take 3 points of damage, Squirg. And it's very undignified, especially when you're about to get a kiss. But
Oh, that's terrible. You do that offside of boat. Oh.
which you were already.
Surprised that didn't help us go faster.
Yeah. But anyway, you've definitely you're stuck with a cat head for now, Jubal. That'll maybe just have to be another adventure someday, trying to get yourself back to normal. But the two of you shitting yourselves while Mae Mae and Goodman Low look on is where we'll leave you. We'll fade out as the red sun finally sets and leave you floating in the darkness in the sea of gas. And that has been our 4-episode excursion into Dearth. And that's it. And next time we'll be back with something else.